Have you ever wondered why Saturn, the second largest planet in our solar system, is often called the jewel of the solar system? This celestial giant, outclassed in size only by Jupiter, is a marvel to behold. Unlike our home planet Earth, Saturn is a completely different world. This gas giant is made up mostly of gases, predominantly helium. Interestingly, helium is the very same gas that fills the balloons you see floating in the sky at your local fair. Saturn's size is staggering. Its diameter is about 9 times that of Earth. And yet despite its colossal size, if you could find a bathtub big enough, Saturn would float. That's because it's mostly made of gas and is less dense than water. However, don't let its gaseous nature fool you into thinking it's a lightweight. Saturn's mass is over 95 times that of Earth. It's a true heavyweight in the solar system, second only to Jupiter, which is roughly 3 times as massive. But it's not just Saturn's size and composition that make it unique. Saturn's beauty is unparalleled, thanks to its bright rings. These rings aren't solid. They're composed of countless pieces of ice, dust, and rock, ranging in size from tiny grains of sand to chunks larger than tall buildings. Some are even more than half a mile across. Despite their expansive reach, these rings are surprisingly thin, less than a kilometer thick. They're so wide, they could almost span the distance from Earth to the Moon. And while other planets also have ring systems, none are as visible from Earth as Saturn's. All you need is a small telescope to catch a glimpse of this magnificent spectacle. In the vast expanse of the solar system, Saturn stands out, a gas giant that is truly unique. A planet of helium and hydrogen, crowned with icy rings, Saturn continues to captivate us, an enigma waiting to be unraveled. When you think of Saturn, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For many, it's the planet's stunning rings. These rings, a defining feature of Saturn, are not solid as they may appear from a distance. Rather, they are composed of countless fragments of ice, dust, and rock, all orbiting the planet in a spectacular display of cosmic ballet. This celestial confetti varies in size. Some pieces are as tiny as grains of sand, while others are larger than the tallest skyscrapers we have on Earth. Imagine that, particles that are over half a mile across, just floating in space around Saturn. Despite their grandeur, the rings of Saturn are surprisingly thin. They stretch a distance almost equivalent to that between Earth and the Moon, yet their thickness is less than a kilometer. It's like a cosmic razor blade, wide but incredibly thin, wrapping around the planet. Now you might be wondering, do other planets have rings? The answer is yes. Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune also have ring systems. But here's the kicker. Saturn's rings are the only ones visible from Earth. And you don't need a high-tech professional telescope to witness this marvelous sight. Even a small, personal telescope can reveal the beauty of Saturn's rings. The rings of Saturn are not just beautiful, they're also intriguing. Scientists have been studying them for centuries, and yet, they still hold many mysteries. How did they form? How old are they? What keeps them in place? These questions continue to puzzle scientists today. But one thing is certain, Saturn's rings are a testament to the wonders of our solar system. They're a reminder of the beauty and complexity of the universe we inhabit. They're a sight that continues to captivate us. From the earliest astronomers gazing up at the night sky, to the modern scientists probing the depths of space. Saturn's rings, a marvel of the solar system, are a sight to behold. Did you know that Saturn could float in water because it is mostly made of gas? Quite an interesting tidbit, isn't it? This gas giant, the second largest planet in our solar system, is primarily composed of hydrogen and helium, the same stuff you'd find in a party balloon. Imagine a planet-sized balloon floating on water, and you've got a pretty good picture of Saturn. But don't let its buoyancy fool you. Saturn is a world of extremes. The winds on this planet are nothing short of ferocious. Picture a storm on Earth, then multiply its speed several times over. That's the weather on Saturn for you. The winds around its equator can reach a dizzying speed of up to 1,800 kilometers per hour. That's more than 1,100 miles per hour. To put that into perspective, the fastest winds on Earth top out at about 400 kilometers per hour, a mere 250 miles per hour. Saturn's low density and high wind speeds are just two of the many remarkable properties that make this planet unique. It's a world that's both familiar and alien to us. While it shares some similarities with its fellow gas giants Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune, Saturn stands out in many ways. Its iconic rings, for one, are a sight to behold. And while other planets have rings too, none are as spectacular or as visible from Earth as Saturn's. But what truly sets Saturn apart is its breathtaking beauty. It's been called the jewel of the solar system. And for good reason. With its pastel-colored bands, striking rings, and numerous moons, Saturn is a feast for the eyes. It's a world that's been captivating humans for thousands of years and will likely continue to do so for thousands more. Saturn, a planet of extremes, is a world of high winds and a composition so light it could float in water. And that's just the beginning. There's so much more to discover about this fascinating planet. So stick around, and let's continue our journey through the wonders of Saturn. Imagine a year that lasts more than 29 Earth years. Welcome to Saturn. In the realm of the ringed planet, time unfolds in a manner that's nothing short of remarkable. A single year on Saturn, the time it takes for this gas giant to orbit the Sun, spans more than 29 Earth years. That's right, almost 3 decades. So if you were born on Saturn, you'd celebrate your first birthday when you're almost 30 Earth years old. Now, while the years are incredibly long, the days on Saturn are a different story. In contrast to the slow journey around the Sun, Saturn spins on its axis at breakneck speed. A day on Saturn from sunrise to sunrise lasts only 10 hours and 14 minutes. That's less than half an Earth day. This rapid rotation contributes to Saturn's oblate shape, where it's wider at the equator and flattened at the poles. It's as if Saturn is in a constant whirl, spinning and spinning, while slowly tracing its path around the Sun. And even though Saturn is about 9.5 times farther from the Sun than Earth, it still follows a similar seasonal cycle due to the tilt of its axis. However, with each season lasting over 7 Earth years, you might want to pack both your summer and winter clothes for a visit. But what about the Sun, you ask? From Saturn's vantage point, the Sun appears about 1/9 the size it does from our perspective on Earth. So, a sunny day on Saturn isn't quite as bright, yet the Sun's presence is still felt, casting long, spectral shadows across the planet's magnificent rings. So, time on Saturn is a fascinating paradox, with swift days whirling in the midst of languid years. It's a unique dance of time that offers a captivating perspective on the passage of time in our universe. On Saturn, time takes on a whole new meaning with long years and short days. Saturn, although distant, has a closer connection to our lives than you might think. This colossal planet, second in size only to Jupiter, is a spectacle of the cosmos, with its stunning rings and gaseous composition. Yet, it is more than just a distant spectacle. It is part of our everyday life, shaping our understanding of the universe and even our weekly calendar. When we look up at the Sun, we see a bright, blazing sphere that lights up our world. But imagine standing on Saturn, nearly 900 million miles away from our star. The Sun would appear smaller, a distant point of light, its warmth diffused across the vastness of space. It's a humbling perspective, reminding us of our place in the grand scheme of the universe. The Sun, so central to our existence, is but a small star in the cosmic canvas. Saturn's distance from the Sun also shapes its unique characteristics. With less sunlight reaching Saturn, the planet is enveloped in a cold, ethereal atmosphere, unlike anything we experience here on Earth. This alien landscape prompts us to question and explore, driving our curiosity about the universe and our place within it. But Saturn's influence is not confined to the cosmos. It also leaves its mark right here, on our weekly calendar. Have you ever wondered about the origins of the name Saturday? Well, it's right there in the name. Saturday was indeed named after Saturn, the Roman god of agriculture and time, who was linked with the Greek god Cronus. This weekly homage to Saturn is a testament to the lasting impact of the planet and its mythology on our culture and history. From giving us the name for Saturday to changing our perspective on the Sun, Saturn has a more significant impact on our lives than it seems. It reminds us of our cosmic connections, showing us that even the most distant planets have a role to play in our everyday lives. From its stunning rings to its unique properties, Saturn is a wonder of the solar system, the second largest planet, composed primarily of helium and gas, with a rotation speed faster than a blink. Its rings, ethereal and vast, are visible even from Earth. With wind speeds faster than anything we can imagine, and an orbit of over 29 of our years, Saturn continues to captivate. Even our week pays homage to it. Next time you gaze up at the night sky, remember the remarkable world of Saturn, the jewel of the solar system.